Breaking news, Charger fans, stop what you're doing right now, because what we're about to reveal could change everything you thought you knew about this team. Something huge is unfolding in Los Angeles. The kind of news that makes even the loudest stadium go silent. The kind of news that makes you lean in, heart pounding, waiting for the next word. Before we dive into the latest updates, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and tap the bell icon so you never miss breaking stories like this. Now, let's get straight to it. 3 shocking developments have emerged that could completely rewrite the Chargers' 2025 season. These aren't rumors. These are moves so bold, so game-changing, they could be the difference between another playoff heartbreak and finally hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. First, the offensive line. After weeks of sleepless nights over that injury at left tackle, the trenches in LA are starting to look very different. There's a quiet but powerful shift happening up front, and it's got coaches and analysts buzzing. Second, the defense. A masterstroke move has blindsided everyone. A defensive addition so smart that even national pundits are admitting they underestimated the Chargers' front office. And third, the offense. A potential weapon in the making that could transform Justin Herbert into a touchdown machine on a level we've never seen before. This isn't hype. This is real, and it's electrifying. So, Bolt Nation, buckle up. The Chargers are not just making moves, they're sending a message to the entire NFL, we're coming for that title. You thought you knew how this story would go, but you didn't. This is the moment where Bolt Nation flips the script. What's happening on the Chargers' offensive line isn't just surprising, it's history in the making. For weeks, everyone was holding their breath. Rashawn Slater's season-ending injury felt like a gut punch to the entire fanbase. Every analyst in the league was circling the Chargers' line like vultures, waiting for the collapse. Justin Herbert's blindside protection was supposed to be the soft spot, the crack in the armor. And then came Trey Pipkins. The man almost written off in the offseason. The one people said would never become a cornerstone player. He didn't just show up, he exploded onto the field with a performance that felt like a statement to the entire NFL. Under the blinding lights of Monday Night Football, Pipkins lined up across from Max Crosby, the Raiders' relentless pass-rushing nightmare, a name that makes even elite tackles lose sleep. Snap after snap, rush after rush, Crosby came with everything in his arsenal. And for 21 straight pass-rushing attempts, Pipkins stood like a wall. No gimmicks, no excuses, just pure grit and technique. By the end of the night, the story had flipped. What was supposed to be the Chargers' weakest link became its most unexpected strength. Pipkins didn't just protect Herbert, he sent a message to every defensive coordinator in the league: underestimate this line at your own risk. Bolt Nation, this is more than a headline. This is the kind of performance that can change a season, the spark that can ignite a run all the way to January. And if this is what the offensive line looks like now, imagine what's coming next. What unfolded next didn't just surprise the league, it stamped itself into Chargers history. Trey Pipkins, the man no one expected to hold the line, allowed only 2 pressures all night. 2. Against one of the most feared edge rushers in the NFL. That's not just a win, that's a statement. Think about it, Max Crosby has built his reputation on humiliating tackles, wrecking game plans, and living in quarterbacks' nightmares. But on Monday night, he ran into a wall. Pipkins turned what should have been chaos into control, giving Justin Herbert the pocket of his dreams. With time to throw, the offense became surgical, slicing through the Raiders' defense like a hot blade. And here's the beauty, this wasn't a one-off miracle. This was a young lineman stepping into his destiny. From a near-roster cut to the anchor of the offensive line, Pipkins gave the Chargers something priceless: confidence. When your quarterback knows his blind side is protected, the entire playbook opens up. Herbert can attack deep, stretch the field, and unleash that arm without second-guessing what's happening behind him. But Bolt Nation, we're only just getting started. While everyone was fixated on the offensive line, the Chargers' front office quietly pulled off a defensive coup that's shaking the league. No flashy press conferences, no massive overpaid deals, just precision. Enter Donnie Jackson, the lightning-fast cornerback who's making offensive coordinators lose sleep. While rival teams were distracted by headline signings, Los Angeles found a gem. Jackson's speed, instincts, and fearless ball skills are transforming the secondary into a unit no quarterback wants to test. Analysts who once scoffed at the Chargers' offseason are now admitting they missed the story entirely. This is more than a roster move. It's a chess master's move in a league full of checkers. With Pipkins holding the line and Jackson locking down the back end, the Chargers aren't just patching holes, they're building a juggernaut. Bolt Nation, this isn't hype, this is reality. While the rest of the league was chasing headlines and overspending, the Chargers quietly landed a cornerback who's playing like a superstar in disguise. Donnie Jackson signed a modest 2-year deal, but on the field he's already looking like one of the biggest steals in recent NFL memory. Quarterbacks have tried to test him, 6 throws in total so far. 6 chances to find a crack in the Chargers' secondary. The result? 2 completions for a grand total of 14 yards. That's not just good coverage. That's erasure. That's a secondary weapon who turns opponents' game plans into dust. And Jackson isn't just knocking balls away, he's taking them back. 1 interception already, flipping the field and putting the ball back in Justin Herbert's hands. This is the kind of hidden advantage that fuels playoff runs, extra possessions, momentum swings, and a defense that attacks rather than reacts. His speed jumps off the screen. Watch him close on a route, it's like he's shot out of a cannon. Passes that looked like sure completions are suddenly broken up or picked off. He reads quarterbacks like an open book and explodes to the ball with a confidence that energizes the entire defense. Even better, Jackson's impact is contagious. Cam Hart, Tarhi Still, and the rest of the secondary are feeding off his aggression and swagger. Coverage is tighter. Tackling is sharper. The whole unit is starting to play like a top-tier defense built for January football. This is what happens when a front office finds value where others aren't looking, a true difference maker at the perfect time. With Jackson locking down the back end and Pipkins holding firm up front, the Chargers are no longer just filling gaps. They're building a roster built to shock the league. Bolt Nation, if you thought the offensive line and secondary upgrades were impressive, buckle up. Because what's happening on the offensive side of the ball is about to turbocharge this entire team. The Chargers aren't just protecting Justin Herbert, they're handing him a weapon so dangerous it could redefine the offense overnight. Word out of Los Angeles is that the Chargers are finalizing plans for an offensive addition designed to unleash Herbert's full potential. We're talking about speed, precision, and game-breaking ability rolled into one player, the kind of weapon defensive coordinators dread seeing on film. With this piece in place, the deep ball opens up, the playbook expands, and scoring drives become inevitable. This isn't your typical big-name signing with a flashy press conference. This is a calculated, under-the-radar move with the power to change everything. The Chargers have been quietly reshaping their offensive identity, faster, more vertical, more lethal, and this addition is the spark that could light the fuse. For Herbert, it means something simple but devastating for opponents. Time plus weapons equals touchdowns. With Pipkins anchoring the line and Jackson flipping the field on defense, Herbert can now attack from every angle. Play-action bombs, sideline lasers, red zone fades, nothing is off the table. And for the rest of the NFL? It's a warning. The Chargers aren't just stacking talent, they're building a roster with synergy, balance, and explosiveness at every level. The kind of roster that doesn't just compete, it dictates. This is the moment where Bolt Nation realizes the future isn't coming someday. It's happening right now, and it's wearing powder blue. Bolt Nation, the offensive arsenal in Los Angeles is starting to look downright terrifying. We're already watching Quentin Johnston blossom into a true threat, Ladd McConkey flashing bursts of brilliance, and the veteran mastery of Keenan Allen anchoring the unit. Now picture adding Burton's speed and precision route running to that mix. Suddenly, every snap becomes a nightmare for defensive coordinators. Burton brings a unique blend of traits, the straight-line speed to torch secondaries, the agility to carve up the middle of the field, and the physicality to win contested catches. This isn't just another receiver. This is a chess piece who forces defenses to stretch, bend, and eventually break. And the beauty? It's a move that doesn't mortgage the future. Burton's situation means the Chargers could add him without dismantling the roster or giving up the farm. Low risk, high reward, exactly the kind of roster building that separates contenders from pretenders. Imagine Herbert with 5 legitimate targets at his disposal. Deep shots, crossing routes, red zone mismatches, pick your poison. Defenses would be stretched thin, coverages blown, and windows opening everywhere. Burton could be the silent assassin, the weapon who strikes at the biggest moments, the one who turns third downs into first downs and playoff games into statements. It also gives the young receivers room to grow. Trey Harris and Keandre Lambert-Smith can keep developing at their own pace while Burton steps in and contributes immediately. That's depth. That's balance. That's how championship rosters are built. When you put it all together, Pipkin sealing the blind side, Donnie Jackson locking down opposing receivers, and Burton adding a new layer of explosiveness, you're not just looking at a good football team. You're staring at a potential dynasty in the making. The question isn't if anymore. It's when. The Chargers are stacking the kind of pieces that win games in January, silence critics, and turn promise into banners. Bolt Nation, the storm isn't coming. It's already here.